You know what? I get so bloody passionate. I keep pressing this key. So this is a part two. I've never done a part two before, but this is a part two. And I'm talking about motherfuckers and women who enable them. And I was talking before I broke up about the nice guy versus the not so nice guy. And I'm going to go back to Bachelor in Paradise, where we had another situation of a nice guy versus a not so nice guy. And if you've just logged in, I'm Blackbright, broadcasting out of the UK. Welcome to my channel. Click the thumbs up, click the thumbs down. I'm talking about relationship in this series and how we can preserve our relationships and our sanity and everything that goes with it. Okay, so we're talking about the game, not the games people play. We're talking about women who enable men to be boys or to remain boys. That's what it is in a nutshell. So then in Bachelor in Paradise, I'm using this as an example to show how what type of men women are attracted to. So we have Nicola and Clay. Clay is a big, wolf, very good looking, mixed raced man. Nicola is a white woman. So she's saying, you know, Clay loves her to bits. So Nicola says to Clay, oh, I wish you were more assertive. I wish you were, I wish you, were more, come on, a bit more stronger. I feel much better. But in a previous season, DeMario was very much the male predator or whatever you want to call him. And when Karine was playing around with him and jumping all over him, they got into the water. The next thing you know, he was all over the newspapers saying that he took advantage of this innocent white woman. And his name has been blasted. If you look up DeMario now, he's always going to be associated with taking advantage of a white woman. Now, my point is, it's fine that woman, and when you're white, you don't realise that black people have a different experience. And yes, if that was a white guy she was saying it to, it wouldn't really matter if he came over aggressive. But if a black man comes over aggressive to a white woman, that opens up a lot of interpretations. And yes, that woman might want somebody who's aggressive and who's masculine and all of that. Anyway, Clay didn't play into what she wanted. And so this white guy comes in. I think he's half Italian, half Spanish. He comes in and he decides to be the macho man. And he then decides that he's going to take Nicola from Clay and he's going to say, he's going to tell her that he likes her. And of course, because he's so aggressive and macho and good looking, Nicola's going, oh, I feel so safe with you. Oh, you're so nice, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Clay comes over because all the people are saying, look, Clay, that man have your woman. You have to go get your woman. Don't make him, you know what I mean? So Clay's going, look, I don't really want to go there. She knows what she's doing. I'm going to leave her to make up her own mind. And they're going, go on, Clay, you can't make him. He's taking the pee, So Clay, scuttles off over to her. And he goes to her, look, I want to talk to you. Just for a minute. And this guy, I can't remember his name. He goes, look, this is my time. I'm with her now. So Clay insists, look, I just want to talk to you, Nicola, for a few minutes. The other guy gets really bolshy and says, look, pee off, mate. She's with me. This is our time. And of course, Nicola is sitting there looking all kind of, Well, either she needs to say, look, Clay, I'll talk to you in 5 minutes, or, I want to stay with this guy. But she doesn't. She makes it deliberately awkward for Clay and doesn't say anything. So Clay, being the bigger person, says, look, Nicola, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to go back and I'll speak to you later. Now, of course, these macho, there's a lot of testosterone on the island. Let's get that word mixed up. So he goes back. They say, Clay, what are you doing? What are you doing? How come you've come back? How come you didn't bring your woman? He's saying, oh, he was giving me a hard time. I can't be asked. And I'm thinking about Nicola. So next thing you know, this other guy called Jordan, he goes in and he goes over to them and says, listen, this is Clay's woman. What are you doing? How come you're talking to him like that? Next thing you know, big fight busts out. Same thing Nicola wanted, she wanted men to fight over her. But it's not the men that she wanted to fight over. But these two guys, the Italian guy and this other guy called Jordan, they start fighting. Next thing you know, they get kicked off of the set. So Nicola goes back to Clay, because this guy ain't there anymore. Oh, Clay, I'm so glad you didn't come in. I'm so glad you didn't jump in and fight over me. And I'm just like, she's one of these women who thrive on stress, who thrive on being in an emotional roller coaster. She can put that man in trouble. She can put that man in danger. She wants that good man or that nice man to become a nasty man. And I'm glad that Clay was strong enough and self-assured enough to know he doesn't have to prove himself. And so she said, oh, I'm really glad. I really like you, Clay. I really like you. Anyway, I'm just kind of putting it in context how these things happen. And when women are looking for a man and when they're saying they don't want a nice guy, it is about assertiveness. It is about somebody being their equal. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you can't be considerate. It doesn't mean you can't be reverenced. It doesn't mean you can't honour or respect your woman. It just means, she wants somebody who is her equal. So, what else can I say? Like when I said what women are teaching is that women don't need men to protect them. I've already said that, haven't I? When women reject nice guys, they are rejecting those who lack leadership qualities and who are subservient or deferential. So I don't want you guys, a lot of guys, they're overcompensating and saying it's a waste of time. I'm always getting rejected. No point me being nice anymore. I'm just going to be a jerk. I'm not going to be a nice person. It's not about that. You can be, there is nothing better than a woman meeting her equal and he just happens to be nice as well. When I say nice as well, considerate, thoughtful, protective, generous, all of those kind of things. So it's not about not being nice. It's just about, being equal. And that's why, sometimes, we can kind of step up in our station or step down. That sounds a bit derogatory. But it is so important to be with your equal. Somebody who's come from a similar background. Somebody who has a similar economic status. Somebody who is in a similar educational sphere as you. It makes all the difference. And sometimes these are the relationships that stand the course of time because they are equal. Whether they're equal and they're poor, or they're equal and they're rich, they're equal. Equal in that kind of way. So, what else have I got? Mothers must promote leadership qualities and self-respect in their sons. Partners and spouses must facilitate leadership qualities in their men. Men want to feel equal to their partners intellectually and financially. We don't want men to drop their standards or their nice qualities because they feel being nice is not getting them anywhere. Some men are afraid to be nice, believing they'll get taken advantage of. But like I said, it still depends on adverse childhood experiences, how they are going to be treated. If you are associating yourself with a female who isn't intelligent, who hasn't got her act together, who's had a lot of trauma in her life, she might not be able to appreciate a nice man who is her equal. But that doesn't mean you have to lower your standards. That doesn't mean you have to overcompensate and be nasty. It just means you've met somebody who's not your equal, who's not compatible with you. That's all that means. So don't compromise your standards, guys. They have a track called Don't Take My Kindness for Weakness by Glenn Washington. If you haven't heard it, you will have to listen to it. Don't take my kindness for weakness. And that's what happens. So, you have some women who are not evolved, who are not intelligent, who are just out for what they can get. There's good and bad in everyone. And those women will see, and men do it as well. you know, if you're really kind to a man or you're really nice to a man, you know, you might feel generous to a man and they think that you're stupid. Next thing you know, they're asking you for this, asking you for that, you know, overstepping boundaries because they think you're, you know, you're weak because you're nice and because you're kind. And that's what that song is saying. You know, when you're dealing with somebody who takes advantage of your kindness, you need to say, listen, this isn't the person for me. And you need to stop it in its tracks. It normally shows pretty quick because you'll get people who, when you're nice to them, they get all cocky and they start being nasty. You know what I mean? Well, not nasty, but they start trying to take advantage. They start taking liberties. They think that, you know, all of those kind of things. And it happens pretty quickly because those people aren't used to being treated well. If you pick up a bad apple and he or she is not used to being treated well, when you do treat them well, they won't know what to do with it and they can take advantage. Fine. So you've chosen wrongly. Move on to the next apple and hope it's a better quality apple. So nice guys shouldn't compromise their good values and become jerks. Women must play the role to enable their princes to become kings. Now, I hope that's useful. Like I said, it's split in the middle. So what can I do? I have to keep my hands to myself because what it does, my hand touches the bloody keys and it stops the recording. Okay, guys. Bye.